You drinking beer?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
What are you drinking?
Wait, I need a beer. Oh, I'm
I'm
afraid
drinking.
if I drink this beer, I might have to piss like Matt did that one time.
Dude, that's why we can't run too late on this podcast, because all of a sudden you're gonna hear it trickling, and I'm gonna be pissing in this empty can when I'm done. It's American Solera, an offering of tangerine sour Indian pale ale with tangerine, vanilla, milk sugar, and citra hops. It's pretty delicious. It's like 8% alcohol.
Well, this is going to be a fantastic episode. So
We should take some shots before this starts.
I mean,
No.
We should probably say that, like, when we're filming this, it's not 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning. We're all
all right. Well, what's up, everyone, and welcome to Alpha Beta Gold. I'm Cameron James. Joining me, as always, is Microsoft's finest Justin Vitale, Jason Porter, and just Matt. It is Saturday night at 6:17. Everyone has a beer. I have a Pierre, whatever the fuck this shit's called.
Perrier.
I don't know.
Oh, God help us.
I'm calorie counting, and I already went over my.
I'm not.
I'm
not traditional American lager.
Yeah,
Hey, I had
stayed a pizza and calamari and a bunch of other shit. So
4C iced tea.
4C, there you go. Well, I had a nice Michelob Ultra today. Nice 95 calories of piss water. It's great.
Bro, why don't you just drink Trulies or what? I mean, Jesus Christ, at this fucking point. What the
I
hell?
was gonna say you might as well just drink White Claws or something like that. 'Cause
Damn,
you
yo.
really don't have to worry
Well,
about calories, and you still get
You
fucking.
just do
jacked up.
or you just do Kettle. Kettle has like the least amount of calories of any alcohol.
Oh, I thought for a second you were gonna say, or I could just do ketamine, and I was gonna say that's a totally different. That's a totally different realm of.
No, I could just jump straight to the Kettle. So, but the only exciting thing that happened in my day today was that I drank a Michelob Ultra. That's it.
Oh, not getting the
else.
not a
PS5.
PS5.
Not getting the PS5. Okay.
Nothing else happened in my day today. So
Nothing even remotely appealing happened at all.
no, there's just this really obscure alien white box sitting next to my television now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there we go. I got a PS5 today. I'm really excited about it.
About time.
I've platinumed Astrobot already.
Yes, it's super easy though. It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, and I do think it's we could talk about that, in later on when it comes to the trophy and achievements topic that we're going to be discussing. But I gotta say, I'm hoping that the HDMI cord that Matt recommended me getting from Amazon kind of increases my experience a little bit, because I feel like, honestly, I'm a little underwhelmed by it. But I also said to Jason when I was talking before about it, I don't think I'm going to be able to really know how I feel about the PlayStation 5 until I play a game other than Sackboy or Astrobot.
Well, that's why. Then take that underwhelmingness and just put it in your pocket.
When you hook up your PlayStation 5s, because it's plural now, because there's two of y'all, when you go into like your settings or something like that, is there like I'm on my Xbox, it'll tell me what my TV is capable of, if it can do what resolution and at what frame and how many hertz. Like it's either a friggin' check mark or a green go sign or a red X that says, nope, stop, you can't do this on your console. Doesn't have the capabilities of it.
Well, you can, generally speaking, with the 5. I mean, fuck my controllers over there. I'm not going to go get it too far. You can just do like all the settings are like automatic. So
Yeah.
No, right. But what I'm asking is, like, my Xbox detects what my TV is capable of outputting.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it'll say like, "Hey, this is what you can do."
Okay,
That's
what I was curious about.
Yeah, I noticed you can turn all those auto settings off and like do it manually.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck that. I was like, I ain't fucking with any of that.
No, most people are probably just fine with doing the auto settings anyways, because it's going to automatically detect what your resolution is. It's going to automatically detect, what your HDR is. But if you really want to go and fuck around with like how deep your blacks are and stuff like that, go right ahead. But I fucking hate HDR anyways. So
yeah, I think the biggest thing for me too with it was definitely the controller. It's definitely bigger than the PS4s. This is really weird. Maybe it's just me. I noticed that my hands sweat a lot more on the PS5 controller than the PS4 controller. I don't know, maybe because it's just bigger for my hands or something like that. And I also noticed that the adaptive triggers feel much different than I was anticipating them to feel like. Kind of feels like sandpaper is the best way I can kind of describe.
Like the surface of them?
No, like when you actually pull the trigger like an Astrobot, like it kind of felt like sandpapery to me. That's how that was my saying. And even Steph, I gave her the controller. She's like, yeah, it does kind of feel like a sandpaper. It's not just like resistance like I thought it was gonna feel like. If you're like, I was in the impression it was gonna feel like if you're stretching a rubber band, like it's that sort of feeling.
Oh,
It wasn't that. But I mean, other than that, I think just a couple things that I'm used to for the PS4, the PS5 like switched up, like turning the console off is just a little kind of weird. Other than that, I think it's pretty easy. I think the interface is pretty much the exact fucking same. And I do like how it tells you how long you've played the game. I didn't know I put 95 hours into Neo.
I don't know how accurate that shit is, though. In truth,
You think so?
some of the games that I've played, it says that's not even remotely accurate because it's like, oh, for Destiny, it's like you've only played like Destiny 2, you've only played like 500 hours. It's like, no, I've definitely played at least twice that. You're
Matt,
way wrong.
Dude, there's a whole tracker for that I'll send you the link after the show that will literally tell you how much time you spent in orbit, how much time you spent in the tower, in each destination, doing any activity, a patrol, a raid, a PvP, or it breaks it down. And then you could actually look at how many hours a day or what you did in that. It's awesome.
I want to know how many games I could have beaten just sitting in orbit. Probably painful to know that.
Yeah, the orbit time.
Not anymore though. With the beauty of this upgrade, I spend almost no time in orbit.
Man, I'll tell you, this fucking yeah. The night and day difference is just incredible, and like I've now really been digging back into Ori and Will of the Wisps, like I was saying last week. But like this game is a whole different experience. The frame rate is definitely noticeable, and it's I didn't know this, but the game is actually upscaled to, or no, it's running at a 6K resolution and then downscaled to 4K, and it's crisp as fuck. I've never seen anything look so pretty.
Did you get a different HDMI cord for the Series X?
I have one that came with it that I'm using.
Okay.
But I also have it. I bought an HDMI 2.1 before I got the console because I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go to Best Buy tomorrow and buy 2.1 and or Amazon.
Don't buy from Best Buy though, because Best Buy will be like, you need this like rocket fish cable that's $100, and you could
that's actually what I have.
2 copper wires together. Yeah. And those things are total bullshit and wastes of money. You could put 2 copper wires together and still get a good signal.
HDMI wires, they'll either work or they don't work. There is no in between. You don't have to spend a fucking arm and a leg on those fucking things.
That's why the one that I sent you the link for, it just, even though if your TV was made anytime, if your TV's older than like 3 years old, it doesn't have 2.1. I can tell you that much. But still,
I wish I could tell.
Just look up the model number. You don't know the model number of your set?
Yeah, go to your settings and go to your advanced like TV information, and it'll tell you the model number and you can run it. But if it's older than 3 years, you don't have 2.1. But at least getting a cable that is capable of 2.1 isn't going to hinder your performance in any way. It's just going to give you more bandwidth, anyways. So, and it's like $20 versus $100.
No, I guess I'll look and see what I'll just find the model number of my TV. Look online and see what type of HDMI port it is. Because I got that TV literally the day I moved into this house, and I've been in this house probably 3 or 4 years.
And you definitely don't have 2.1.
I'll
say that comfortably.
Because you've been in that house for
4 years.
Since Middletown, yeah. 4 years
you definitely don't have 2.1.
So one of the things that I noticed that my TVs, both my Sony's TVs have this. Yes, I'm the Xbox guy playing on my Sony televisions, but that's a different conversation because the electronics division is a separate division than the video game division. But anyway, I digress.
There's no synergy.
No, there's not. There's really not.
Between the two of them.
Even the interface is different than what anyway. But my HDMI 2 and 3 ports are the ones that are capable of handling the better quality and the higher everything's. Like HDMI 1 is not the port you want to be plugging it into. So I don't know if it matters on your set or not, but that was something I actually had to research and find out that if I'm plugging in my high end console into HDMI 1, it's a no. It's a big waste of my time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just change my setting. Just change the wire anyway to fuck around with it. I don't know. I guess I got plenty of fucking time. I've only had to think for fucking 8 hours. So, and quite frankly, I'm the type of person that I know Rich, again, across the street, Rich swears by getting gaming computer monitors for his. So his PS5 is set up to a, I don't know, little tiny gaming lab PC monitor.
Those monitors, those 144 hertz monitors now are dirt cheap. So I mean, he's not. He's not wrong.
I mean, you can also get plenty of nicer TVs that are 40-inch plus that come with like V-Sync anyways, or they call them something else because I think V-Sync is like
every manufacturer has a
proprietary
different
to
name
like,
for it. Yeah,
that's why. But you know what I'm talking about when I say V-Sync or what is it, a G-Sync, whatever the fuck it's called. It's just like that you can get TVs now that can basically be like a fucking gaming PC monitor. So I mean, you don't have to buy a specific fucking curved.
Right. I mean, I was also gonna say my TV is probably 3 years old. I mean, it's nice. It's like 65, 72 inch, where the fuck it is. It sits in my living room. My PlayStation's there. I don't need to get another TV right now or anything like that. I'm cool with the way it looks. So it'll be not maybe 3 or 4 years down the road when the console's a little older. I'll switch it out in the game.
Yeah, I would right now. I don't think I think it would be a waste of your time to get a new set, only because most games now, even though these consoles are capable of 4K at 120 frames, there is not any games that are doing that. And if they are doing it, they're not doing it well. There's a lot of issues with the actual TVs themselves that are causing stuttering and issues with that resolution and frame rate.
Yeah. Well, I guess I got time. So, but other than that, I just started Sackboy. I'm on level 2. And I will hopefully get either. I went to get Valhalla today just for shits and giggles. They were sold out of it, so I was like, you know what? I guess I'll go to the one by Brick. I know they have it right now on sale for $40 for whatever reason, disc version. So I will snag that.
Cheers to digital.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also on sale digitally.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you can also get Watch Dogs Legions and Valhalla together right now for a total of like $50 on PlayStation Network.
That should say something to you, though.
Yeah, I would say that says something about
buy Valhalla, which is fun, and get Watchdog Legions when you're bored.
Yeah, no, I have no intentions on that. But anyway, once again, this is Why Am I Nerd presents Alpha Beta Gold, where you can follow us on Instagram at Why Am I Nerd Official, Facebook.com/Why Am I Nerd, and listen to new episodes every Monday on YouTube and your favorite podcast service. We also have a new anime show that just came out called Shonen Showdown. Can't really say I know much about it because I don't know a goddamn thing about anime, but I made the intro and that's about all I got. So check that out. I have no idea when those guys record it. They just send me the files. So I'm not going to tell you when to listen to it, but the first episode's up on YouTube. So
sweet, dude.
Showed up on my feed this morning.
What's up?
It showed up in my feed this morning.
Yeah. And then of course, Matt's like, so I got a problem. Like what? He's like, I kind of stole the name from another YouTube channel. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, I didn't mean to. I just found out now that there's another YouTube channel. I was like, hold on. I looked, there's no podcast named that. I was like, what is this YouTube channel? He's like, you know what? Unless we get in trouble, just keep it. I was like, thank God, 'cause I already dealt with Apple about it. So I don't know.
Do a little bit of research. Hold the phone there.
There you go, Matt. You can look that up. But today we're going to be talking about not only bold predictions so out there that they could be true for 2021.
I got one.
I got a couple of good ones. But also we're going to talk about trophies and achievements because Jason had a lovely text message sent to the group, and then Matt's like, I can go all day about that. And I was like, you know what? It's an awesome topic. But Matt, did you find anything about this?
I did. They've got like 4,500 subscribers. So I mean, that's not copyright infringement, but I would say you should probably fucking change the name to something that's not exactly that.
Cool. All right, Matt. I know you listen.
They seem to like. I'll say this though. They seem to like One Piece a lot, and I gotta be straight with you. I'm not super all about One Piece, and I know plenty of my friends tell me that I should start watching it. But there's like a fucking 1,000 episodes of that shit, and I have zero interest.
Zero interest. I'm with you on that. None whatsoever.
I didn't know you guys. I didn't know you guys are such anime people.
Yeah, I listen. I gave Justin the greatest gift of all this year, and I introduced him to My Hero Academia, which is like the anime version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It was really good.
And he fucking watched 4 seasons in like 3 days.
Weeks. Yeah, it was bad. It was like, like I need more, man. Give me more. Give me more.
I've seen like one episode of that show, and I was like, I think this is cool, but I don't really know. It's a little too out there.
If you get into it, dude, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
It was good.
Ever.
I enjoyed it.
So fucking good.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, then everyone listening to this, the name of that show will be changed. It will not be Shonen. It will not be Shonen Shogun or whatever the fuck they name it. It'll be called something else. So stay tuned for the renaming of that. Apple, I'm sure, will love me. But all right, let's dive into this trophies and achievements conversation. Jason, you had a good point. You said pretty much why do trophies and achievements? Why you have to get a platinum, or what does Microsoft call their which is
achievements.
No. What do they call their like when you fully get
points?
They don't have like a platinum thing.
You get 1,000 points.
Oh,
you just finish.
Or just all the points.
You're done. Long story, these achievements in games sometimes have these multiplayer modes, which I guess Jason, you got some things to say about this.
Yeah, I have a lot of things to say about this, and I know Matt does too.
Oh yeah.
So I was off this week, and I spent a good amount of time in front of my PS4. And I was going through, one of my goals was to like, all right, let me go through and let me find like 3 games that I can platinum that like I've played before and I never have. And I'm like, I'm getting tired of Final Fantasy 13. I need to put that down. So I went to look for some other things. And I found Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider. And I'm like, wait a minute. I had this shit platinumed, or like I had 100% trophy completion. Why am I now down to like 85%? So I did some looking and I found out that they added all of these multiplayer achievements. So for someone like me that just wants to play the campaign game, I don't give a rat's ass about anything multiplayer. I was going through some of the achievements and they're like, okay, you need to, and some of them were stupid, like, play 5 multiplayer games. Okay, whatever. Some of them were like, be the only person surviving on the entire battlefield, like 3 times. You need to use a special weapon and snipe somebody from X number of meters away 5 times during one multiplayer thing. I'm just looking at this and I'm like, okay, unless you devote like 8 hours a day into becoming that good at multiplayer, and I'm just using Tomb Raider as an example. I'm sure Call of Duty's the same way and all these online things. Destiny, I get, because everything is multiplayer, but anything with an actual campaign mission that you can just put the disc in and play the game. Why are they there? I don't get it. It kind of takes away, like now there are certain games that I really enjoy playing. I've put the time into playing, but I will never see that platinum trophy.
You're talking about the original Tomb Raider, the reboot one?
No, yeah. So I guess it was Rise of the Tomb Raider, maybe.
I think it's the second one.
I guess it was the second one.
The first one of the newest Tomb Raiders did have multiplayer, though.
They had multiplayer. I don't know if they had.
Wasn't great, but they had it.
I don't know if they had multiplayer achievements, though. I know the second one did.
You're definitely not close to platinuming Rise or the original one.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
one of them was up there.
The first one, you're 21 trophies behind.
How many of them are multiplayer?
Keep talking, I'll count.
Hold on, I'm trying to log in.
You still have to find 75 of the documents, 75 relics, 25 GPS caches.
No, that might have been.
That's the first.
Are you looking on PS3 or PS4? I think I played them for both.
PS4.
Yeah. So like I can say that that's part of the reason why I haven't platinumed quite a few of the fucking Assassin's Creed games is because they had a multiplayer for a long period of time too. So as much as I loved Black Flag, that's why I don't have a platinum trophy for Black Flag, because there was multiplayer and it wasn't just like go play 2 matches or something like that, because that's something I would have done. Theirs was like you have to hit the max level in the multiplayer, which is fucking stupid. And then even for Unity, they had multiplayer. And then what came after Unity? I think after Unity, it was Origins was the next one. And that's when they just they're like, no, we're just going to do single player. And then they figured it out. But when they re-released the Assassin's Creed collection, the Ezio collection, they took out the multiplayer from Brotherhood. And then they took out the multiplayer from Revelations. So then I was finally able to get those trophies and get those platinums. But there are plenty of problem children when it comes to those multiplayer trophies. It just pisses me off. And you'll see there, I have even trophies on my my trophy lists where I have the platinum, and then now it has gone down to like 80 or 70 or even like 60% because they added some kind of multiplayer aspect, and I just didn't feel like getting those trophies. So now I'm disjointed. I've got the platinum, but it says I've got only 60% of the trophies.
That's like the in Astronaut when I platinumed today. It was like, oh, you got all 43 out of 43. And then I looked at it, it's like you have 43 out of 46. I was like, what? They're like,
yeah, because then you got to go to the little, the side add-on. I want to do like trial stuff.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Those are so my thing with trophies is I completely agree. Besides the fact that Borderland fucked me, I know they had some stupid trophies too that you had to like, just like it is bullshit. It's like, excuse me, trade guns with a other player, or revive another player once. Like what? Like that's stupid to me. But I can't stand the ones where it's like collect, like in Black Flag, collect every fucking song, and you have to chase the stupid things around. Or I don't like the whole like collect every item thing. I just feel like that should be like, if you want someone to collect every item, maybe let it unlock something in the game, but not a platinum trophy. Like I feel like a platinum trophy should be based more on skill and like things like that nature than or like little Easter eggs. Like Astrobot, one of their trophies was jump in the fountain before the checkpoint. Like, all right, who the fuck would know to do that? You have to kind of, it's hidden, of course, but like more skill based, not collect everything, because it's like trying to be like if you're playing Crash Bandicoot, you have to collect every single apple in the game. That's thousands of apples just to get a fucking platinum. So I would like to know how they sit down and come up with these trophy lists is my question. Go ahead.
I'm kind of on the other side of this conversation because like for me, I'm playing the game to get the experience out of it rather than trying to what you guys refer to as platinuming a game. Because for me, if I have a maybe I think it's less than a dozen. Borderlands, the first one is one of them, but there's very few games that I have all of the achievements and have done what like everything. Red Dead Redemption is one of the few games that I actually went out of my way to try and accomplish that. Because I just thoroughly enjoyed the first game very much. And the second game has about 12 hours of gameplay in it, and we're gonna leave it at that. But yeah,
no way.
But for me, Cameron, I understand your frustration about, why do I have to collect all these to get a trophy? I was like, well, for me, I feel like that's what kind of those trophies and achievements are for. They're not really there to unlock anything. They're just a sense of accomplishment and say, yeah, I fucking did all of that. But on the other end, when the second, like, I never finished Skyrim's achievements, and when the re-release came out, the special edition or whatever the fuck it was called, if you turn mods on it, disabled achievements, I was like, fucking A, let's do it. And I fucking booted up mods right away because for me, I didn't really care about the achievements or what I was earning. I wanted to fucking play the game and experience something new and different and exciting and add on something to the game. So for me, it's if you want to go out of your way and do that, power to you. Like I will not stand in your way. But like I said, there's very few games that I will actually like. I mean, Matt and I were just talking about this last week. He just sent me a screenshot that he platinum Destiny 2, and there's literally 2 achievements left that I need in that game, and he told me that it literally takes 3 minutes, and it's been a week now, and I still haven't fucking done it because I don't really care that much about my gamer score or the trophies or the achievements that I'm earning, because for me that's the more of the bragging point is that, yeah, I fucking played this and this is what happened and this was awesome and here's the screenshot of it or here's the picture of what happened and that was what was cool for me.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like I'll get like too obsessed with trying to get a platinum trophy on it. I can already tell right now that, especially when it comes to like platformers, I always feel like those are kind of more games that give me anxiety. I'm like, I could platinum this, I could fucking platinum this. And I'm like, wait, I gotta do a fucking trial run. I gotta be the level in fucking 5 seconds. Like, no. Where a game like Miles Morales, which, where you just, they kind of, I'm assuming it's, I mean, Matt would know better. He obviously platinumed it. It's more just like you play the game, you get the trophy and fucking move on with your life. Not pretty much not a game where you're like, go ahead.
The only exception to that is they do have, don't immediately freak out. They have like, they call them like the hollow trials. I don't know what they're called, but it's like where it's like, you like Miles finds these computers that Peter's left him, and it's like holographic, like things to test, like combat and sneaking and whatever, and like swinging around. But to get, there's trophies for those where you have to get I think you have to like get a gold, or you have to get an amazing score on at least one of each of them. But the first one of each of them is the easiest one to do it on, and they're really not that hard. If you like, you might have to do it like 2 or 3 times, but you'll nail it. Some of them I'm like, dude, I don't know how the fuck somebody can get an amazing score on this, where there's ones where like you have to defuse fucking 3 or 4 bombs in less than like a minute and not be seen by people. And I'm good at stealth shit, and I'm still looking at it like, how the fuck do I do this? So it's not that bad. It's a really easy platinum trophy for Miles Morales. It's kind of a joke altogether, but I know where you're coming from. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I felt that Astrobots trophy list was pretty good. I thought it was pretty fair. I mean, a lot of goofy things like climb to the top of the PlayStation 3 and then go to the freaking gun that you set for the, you know, and that was one, or like punch the PlayStation 3 thing to see like a little Astrobot guy crushed by the PlayStation cover. Because I forgot how some of those consoles operated, where like the cover would flip up or the console would slide out, or the Vita that used to flip up and the thing was like the joystick. I completely forgot about all that stuff. But you know, I was like, all right, I'm gonna platinum this trophy, this game, because I heard it was easy and I just wanted to start my day with something decent. And I gotta say, the only thing that frustrates me about that platinum is I don't know why, but I do not like motion things when it comes to games. Like we have to like tilt the controller to control or like to fly. And this, you know, that game had it where you're staring. And I remember when that was first announced, like the PlayStation 3, I forget what the name of the fucking game was. It was like a dragon game, and you had to use the controller to steer, and it was a fucking mess. And I feel like that's one function, and I don't know if Xbox does it, but that's one function I feel like just does not work.
I don't think Xbox does motion so much anymore.
No, that was kind of a PlayStation thing.
Draken, I think is what it was called.
Flower was like that. The game Flower.
Was it?
Very similar. Yeah, you kind of steered. You didn't use the traditional joysticks. You just kind of like move the controller around.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like when if you're laying on your side, if you're playing, then like he's automatically going that way, and you have to kind of like re-angle the controller so you're like laying goofy. I don't know. I wish those were. I wish those things were just kind of taken away. But
the name of the game you were looking for, Cameron, is Lair.
That was it.
That was a PS3 launch title that could have been really cool in theory, which probably could be really cool if they did it now, but definitely didn't work back then.
Neither did Scalebound.
Stop talking about that game. Let's just forget about that game. Let's forget
your gloves just came off for that, man.
Yeah, let's forget about that game and forget that was ever a thing that Microsoft ever announced and wasted probably $50 billion on.
You think so?
That's reaching a little bit.
They listen. That game was in development. That game, not 50 billion. That game was in development for probably at least 4+ years. They spent at least,
I'd say about
probably
50,
close
50 million,
50 to 100 million dollars in that time period that they just either said fuck it and destroyed it, or they're repurposing it for something
it's development for 4 years, 2013, 2017.
The problem was, I remember, I think it was Vitality. I think we were sitting there. We were at and they showed the gameplay of it. And I was
they showed gameplay, and we were like,
I was even on.
What is this? Let's do this.
This is pretty fucking cool. And then 3 weeks later, it was like Scalebound's canceled. I was like, wait, what? Like,
gone.
Whose idea was that to even show that? And I know that, I get it. Like games fucking fail all the time. Look at Agent. That was it Rockstar was supposed to put that out. It was supposed to be like their version of
that was never even a thing though. That was never anything more than like a logo with like a downward pointed gun for like the G, and that was it.
Well, I think they had like a full breakdown description too of the game, and it sounded cool, but it I think it was supposed to be like first person or whatever the hell it was. But anyway, but yeah, I definitely think that when it comes to trophies and achievements, in my opinion, I think that the online ones, they should just separate them into a separate category. Like it shouldn't link up to the platinum trophy.
But I feel like that all comes down to whether or not you really give a shit about your achievement or your trophy list. Like, I mean, if you're one of those people that cares, then yeah, you should feel strongly passionate about that. But for someone like me, I could give a rat's ass.
No, I know, but if you're playing
BioShock 2 has multiplayer achievements,
right? But my point is, like you just said, like if BioShock 2 has multiplayer achievements, I don't know. Okay, that's
not anymore.
That's a game that's not supposed to be that's like not a multiplayer game. It's a single player game. Tomb Raider is not a multiplayer game. Last of Us is not a multiplayer game. I mean, it has it, but it's not built around that. So why the fuck do I have to put in another 5 hours of some multiplayer bullshit that doesn't really work just to get a platinum trophy? And I get it. Like if you're that diehard about the game, but sometimes it's nice to see that little trophy and just be like, yeah, I got a platinum on that. But
that's a dopamine hit right there. That's what that is.
Yeah. Well, that's another one of those trophies that I didn't have originally was BioShock 2, because there were multiplayer trophies, and the multiplayer in that game was fucking broken and awful, and it just shouldn't have existed. And then when they re-released the BioShock collection, they didn't have any multiplayer trophies. And you bet your ass that was the first fucking game that I played and got that platinum trophy.
Got the worst one out of the way, huh?
It was a point of contention. Like, it was like, no, I need to fucking get this. I mean, I already have Infinite, and Jason and I have talked about 1999 mode and how the fight with Lady Comstock still gives me PTSD, and I'll never do it again.
The hardest part of the game right there.
It's literally the most
cakewalk.
Obnoxious part of that game. But no, BioShock 2's multiplayer was fucking terrible and should never have existed.
You platinumed Infinite?
I have a platinum trophy on all three of them, technically. I have a platinum trophy for BioShock, the original version. I had the BioShock 2 from the collection, and I have Infinite from when it originally came out. Now, if I wanted to, I could go get the Infinite and BioShock 1 platinums again, but I definitely don't feel like playing Infinite again for a platinum because I fucking hated that one. It was really hard. Just that fight with Lady Comstock it took me hours to the point where it just meticulously like getting everything down and trying to do it, because you're also trying to do it, if you're trying to get enough trophies, you're doing it where you can't buy things.
Yep.
You have to just use whatever gets dropped. Like you can only use like one power or no powers. It's painfully fucking difficult. Hair pulling, like fucking, like I don't want to ever do it again.
Jason, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, and so actually that's another issue I have. I platinumed that game within I think 2 or 3 months after I got it, and then they went and they added more trophies to it. So now, I have a platinum there, but if you look at the trophy list on that, there's for all the different episodes they put out, there's 9 trophies that I'm still missing on it.
But that won't change anything. You'll just
that won't change. The platinum is still there. And I misspoke when I mentioned the Tomb Raider thing. I was looking at it. Out of all the the campaign mission trophies, I think I'm missing 4 or 5. In total, I'm missing 20 trophies. But the remainder, 15 or 16 of them, are all multiplayer. That's where I was going at with that.
So wait, so then going back to the BioShock Infinite Lady Comstock fight, is that the last fight?
No, that's
what's the fight where they spawn the robots chase you around, they float flying things? Isn't it you're in an arena?
That might be the first one. I don't think there's any floated flying robots in Infinite.
No,
that's in. Are you thinking of one of the add-ons, Clash in the Clouds?
No, I thought in the end of BioShock Infinite there was when you're fighting the lady.
You're on a giant flying ship at the end, but you're not being chased by flying little robots.
No,
the Lady Comstock fight is when you're fighting a fucking ghost, and it's like Ghostbusters, but it's just ass kicking Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so she's a wraith, and then of course all of the goons are around her, and you kill them, and then every X number of minutes, everyone you killed, she will just re-resurrect.
Maybe I'm just describing it wrong, but I think that's what's on, because I remember playing that and I kept running out of ammo because they weren't dropping enough ammo or whatever. I was like, this sucks. And I just played the game on fucking bitch ass mode, and I was still struggling with it.
Yeah. And you know what? Overall, the hardest achievement in that game to get was the don't buy anything. I think it was called the scavenger achievement. You could not buy anything. You couldn't buy. You had to just loot everything that you needed.
You're running around eating food out of garbage cans to keep yourself alive.
Yeah. You're literally eating food and stuff from garbage cans, and you're sitting on $14,000 in your worth of coins.
Well, that's Dishonored has one of those trophies too. You can only use Blink, right?
Yeah, that's a personal achievement, because I didn't need to do it the way that I did it, but I did it that way. I did a whole run of the first Dishonored game without killing anybody, without ever being seen, and without ever using anything other than Blink level 1, which is really fucking hard to do that entire game without killing a single person or ever being seen.
Did you use YouTube for that?
No, I just did a lot of fucking resets because I could get caught, and then I fucking reset a lot. I'm not going to try to act tough and be like, no, I nailed it every time. I was just perfect, flawless. No, dude, the amount of resets I did was ridiculous, because I told you there's a fine detail in that never kill anybody thing, where if you knock someone out, put them to sleep, choke them out, and you put their body down, but they're too close to the edge of a ledge, and the physics works and they roll off the ledge, that's considered a kill. And it's considered you killed them. So, and you don't know if you killed anybody until the end of the mission when it gives you the recap. So then you could get to the end and it's like, oh, you killed someone, and you're like, fuck, and then you have to replay the whole mission and do it all over again. But once you know what you're doing, you can tear through that game pretty quickly.
Yeah, I feel like that game real fast. That game Deathloop is going to remind me a lot of I know, but like just the way that Dishonored, you can Justin, did you play Dishonored? Just the way that you could tackle each level like 17,000 different ways. It sounds like this game Deathloop is the same thing, where like if you listen to a conversation, if you find out that the one guy is having dinner with this guy, you can fucking shoot the tower above him and it collapses, and it sounds wild, but I mean, it sounds like a cool game. So hopefully they they do well with that. But all right, well, let's get into our big topic today, which is bold predictions are so out that they could possibly be true. Did we just do based on 2021, or we just do based on in general? Because mine was just on 2021.
I think we should stick to 2021.
Okay.
Because we can throw anything out there, and it could eventually fucking happen for all we know.
Yeah, no, that's a good deal, because mine was just based on 2021. So, Justin, you seemed like you were ready to go first.
I have one. Actually, I have three predictions, but they all come from the same fucking company.
That's fine. So we'll go around. We'll go one per person, just going around a circle. So we'll start with you with the first one.
I need to see a third game in either Portal, Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, or fucking even Team Fortress at this fucking point. What the fuck is Valve doing besides Steam? What the fuck? Like I need a Portal. I need a Half-Life. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
Left 4 Dead's coming out. Let's be honest. It's bound.
Is it though?
It's Back 4 Blood. It's the same fucking game. It's literally the exact same game, except that you start each level and they randomize cards or something like that, and it changes the level based on the card perks that fall.
I enjoyed Left 4 Dead. I thought that's a good a goofy game that you could like kind of fuck around with your friends in it and still have a good time and not take it super serious and also be really fucking stressed out. But I enjoyed that game. But really, I would really like to see like if we can actually get like a Portal 3 or Half-Life 3. Like that's like at this point in time, if these games aren't in development, then the internet's probably going to burn down Valve headquarters at some point because
I mean, I think I think predicting Portal 3
is
more.
Yeah, I agree.
Predictable than Half-Life. I don't understand this Half-Life thing. I don't get why they didn't go back to that.
What have they done though? Valve hasn't done anything. They just that's how they're generating revenue. Like I don't think I'm wrong on that.
Well, didn't they do Half-Life Alyx?
Wasn't that Alyx?
Yeah.
Well, they did Alyx. Yeah, but
I mean,
all the Half-Life people fucking came in their pants when that game came out.
Did they though? Did they?
I mean, maybe it was like
that's like when Blizzard announces Diablo for mobile. Like that's kind of the reception. Yeah.
What, you don't have cell phones?
Well, I think the thing with Alyx that I heard the other day, which I thought was really cool. Again, I'll never be able to play it unless one of my predictions comes true. Is that they said that you could literally like pick up like a shopping cart bag, whatever it is.
About the bottles.
No, you can pick up like a shopping cart, and if you need grenades, you can just fill the shopping cart with grenades, and you just like walk around with like literally just a shopping cart full of grenades the whole time, just like chuck them at things. If that's how you wanted to play the game.
I also would. I'm optimistic that Microsoft is going to announce some sort of hardware add-on, whether it's going to be, as Jason wants, holograms, or if we're going to get some sort of VR or augmented reality or something like that. I think that Microsoft is very focused right now in the game space, but I'm cautiously optimistic to want that because it's kind of Kinect, I think, taught them a dirty lesson the hard fucking way, is that you shouldn't try and force feed a piece of hardware and technology into your consumer base because it will ultimately backfire on you when most people don't want it, and it doesn't work that well. So I think
Justin, it's okay if you want to admit that you just want Star Wars Kinect 2. And you want to do the Han Solo dancing Kinect shit. It's okay.
Wait, so you think that Microsoft is going to announce one of those things this year?
I think that they are going to announce, not that it's going to be coming out this year, but I'm speculating that they have something up their sleeves that they could announce that they are working on something. I mean, they announced HoloLens way back in like 2013, I think, and then it went it was nothing for the gamers, and then it ended up going completely like, you know,
It's going to go to the military.
Yeah. But they also use it in medical professions and teaching and classrooms and things like that. And then you can get it for your corporations and your corporate like presentations and whatnot, and incorporate it that way. And, you know, it's an interesting piece of technology that ultimately didn't go the way of gamers. But I still think that, you know, there's got to be something that Microsoft is working on that they are going to tease us with, you know, what's next. And that's my hot take on that.
Jason, what do you got? Give me one of yours.
So I actually have one for 2021 and then one in general.
Just go one first. Just go for one.
Okay. So no more premature leaks until a game is very well in development. If the whole Cyberpunk debacle has taught us anything, spend more time. Keep the game in-house as long as possible. Only release legitimate, realistic leaks, trailers when you actually have the software and the gaming engine and all the systems working in unison to back it up. And don't release any more, you know, half-baked games or games that can't run on certain systems or games that are just littered with bugs.
I guess the problem with that is, how do you prevent somebody from like just like taking a stupid photo or, you know?
Yeah. Bold, but who knows?
Valid. Matt, what do you got? Give me one of yours.
So I think this kind of riffs off of Justin saying he thinks that Microsoft is going to announce some kind of VR thing. I think Microsoft is going to announce that they're going to be discontinuing that smaller Xbox before the end of the end of fiscal year 2021. I think they're going to discontinue that shit.
I'm glad you said that.
Not the main one, the little baby one.
So I had one of my bold predictions was that Google Stadia and Series S are discontinued by the end of the year.
Google Stadia is literally like, I don't know if you guys watch Big Mouth on Netflix, but it's like Rick. It's like the Rick hormone monster, where it's really just like, it's completely falling apart. Like, it's the fact that like you still see trailers where they're like, this game's coming out on Stadia. It's like, that's still a fucking thing. So why are you talking about that? Just fucking kill that shit.
What was that cell phone, that handheld cell phone that used to play games that was like huge?
Engage.
Yeah, it wasn't huge.
Engage.
So yeah, I mean, I don't see why they would continue to produce the Series S.
No one has an internet connection strong enough for a Stadia. You have to have like fucking gigabit internet to even have a fucking reasonable amount of like a good time with that shit.
I think the Series S is still going to sell very well for Microsoft. I think for them, it's not going like for us as a demographic, you know, the middle age, almost middle age, the 30-40-year-old demographic of men that play video games. We are not getting the lower end console. That is going to be for my son or daughter who needs a newer console. That's going to be for the teenagers or the younger generations that, you know, still want to play on a new piece of technology, but ultimately don't want it. If anything, I don't think that they are going to discontinue it, but they may revise it and actually add in a drive to allow for physical media.
That's interesting. That yeah, but I'm gonna stick with my thing that's canceled because I just don't see why. I just to me it's like making I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, I get that.
So
what?
Go ahead. Sorry. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna put in a quick statistic. As of December 21st, 2020, the PlayStation 5 has sold 3.368 million units, while the Xbox Series X and S combined have sold 1.8
and
million units.
Where do you find that Microsoft said that they sold that?
This is from, hold on. This is actually from quite a few different outlets. I'll send it to you.
Someone's getting a little testy
that's
down
on
there.
No, because hold on. You know, I'll tell you why. Because Microsoft head Phil Spencer, he came out and basically said, he's like, we're not going to release our sales data. He's like, we're going to focus on the experience and the consoles and what we're driven, and we're not going to release. Hold on.
As soon as you say that, there's an article with Phil Spencer right fucking there.
Right there.
We're not driven by how many consoles we sell.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
because I feel like if you don't sell enough consoles,
so
we're
like,
not going to
keep
selling them more in the future.
Yeah, why would you continue?
What's the fucking point of making them?
Yeah, why would you continue to make a Series S if it's not selling? Like, you wouldn't. You just get rid of it. It's stupid. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you keep it?
So I want to agree and I completely disagree because like from a business standpoint, you want to make sure that you're doing well, right? But you also probably want to protect some of that data from anybody who wants it, or it's kind of none of their fucking business to begin with. I mean, as long as you're turning a profit, fuck it, let them keep doing business. As long as you're not fucking stealing from anybody or doing anything dirty, who the fuck cares?
So here's it's funny that you said so. Phil Spencer doesn't want to fucking say anything. Apparently, he was talking about something else too, where they were talking. The PlayStation 4 sold 100 million units. Spencer knows how many Xbox Ones were sold, but he sticks to his guns and won't tell me.
Yeah,
that's fucking terrifying. If you don't want to say how many were sold by comparison, because then it's probably not even in the same ballpark.
I don't know, because you can look at population by consoles really quickly in certain online games, and it's gonna at least tread into some sort of territory and to get some sort of rough number there. But like, I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying though. But like, yeah,
Sony also has the foreign market pretty much locked.
Oh yeah, they have the Japanese market locked down. Like,
true.
There's no way you're gonna fucking Microsoft doesn't. You're not gonna be able to get into that. It's Nintendo.
Well, they even said too, like 2 weeks or like a month or something before the Xbox Series X was coming out, they were like, we're pulling it out of Japan because it just wasn't selling. And it was like, no offense to Microsoft, but it didn't work out the last time. Why did you?
No, yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Stay outside of there. You're not going
to. I actually, speaking of Japanese and games over there, I actually read an interesting article that this is an interesting prediction that I read, and it's
good way to start your next one.
It might actually tread some waters that Microsoft might be looking to acquire Sega.
That's random as fuck.
Isn't that random, dude?
Yeah.
yeah, it's really random though. Yeah, Matt's like, what?
That's random as fuck. That's random as fuck. But then they get all the rights to Sonic the Hedgehog and can do like all the other things. Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that. I kind of think it's pretty fucking cool, isn't it? Because listen, if there was one thing that Xbox did really well, especially on the 360, was the arcade aspect. When they released a lot of like 16-bit and arcade cabinet games, they did a really fucking good job. Honestly, if they want to do it, then go for it. They'll probably do a really good job with Sega. Fuck it, let them do it.
Yeah, I mean they did pretty well with. I know it's not a necessarily Sega game, but what the fuck was it? Battletoads. Heard that game was really good.
That was Microsoft. That was straight Rare, man.
No, I'm saying like I know they put that out, and I know they did really well with that type of retro style game. So it could be good for Sonic. Sonic is due for a hard reset because those 3D Mega Man. What was a stupid Mega Man game for 64?
Mighty Nine?
No.
What does Mega Man got to do with Sonic all of a sudden? Wait, why is this even a thing right now?
Mega Man had that dumbass game for 64 when it was like
how we go from Sonic to Mega Man?
Hey, listen, don't you talk shit about Mega Man Legends, motherfucker. Those games are sweet.
That game was so dumb.
No, they were not. You're dumb. Those games were fun as fuck. I love both of those games.
Both of them are great. And there's going to be a
both
third
Mega
one.
Man Legends games were crazy. It was Mega Man, but an RPG.
It was amazing.
It was fucking cool. You're stupid.
You're on the outside of that conversation.
Stupid again. Call me fucking stupid again.
Stupid. Fucking stupid.
Fuck you.
But how do we go from Sonic to Mega Man though? Like, what happened
because
there?
I was trying to say, like, Mega Man went from that 2D to like the open world kind of 3D atmosphere, and Sonic did the same thing. Sonic has those stupid like Sonic whatever the fuck it is that it's like a full 3D.
We don't want to talk about those though. Those are bad. But Mega Man in the last couple of years they did they did like 10 and 11, which were back to the original. It just had like a more modernish look to it. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the last couple ones were still jump and shoot mans. Jump and shoot mans.
Yeah, dude, I can't even like straight face. I can't not hear it.
Jump and shoot, man.
Jump and shoot. Same shit as Zero. How about that shit? Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 both got insanely positive. Well, not insanely, but they got really good reviews and they were very well received, according to Metacritic and all that shit that matters, according to the people who do this for a living.
Right.
But within the Mega Man fandom, which I am hugely part of because those games are part of everything, is that those games are solid, and there have been a lot of missteps with that franchise, specifically the later X games, but not as bad as those Sonic 3D games.
Yeah, they're shit.
They were terrible. Yeah. So
yeah,
Jason, what do you got?
I for one would love to see a brand new Sonic game. Yeah, absolutely buy it. So my second just general prediction. After this whole PlayStation 5 shit show with the pre-orders and the scalpers, I would not be surprised at all if by the time the next generation of consoles come out, people just don't scalp them. I would not be surprised if there was so much backlash from not the person buying an extra one and then flipping it on eBay for another $200 or $300. I would not be surprised if there was so much backlash from the people that did it, like these groups with hundreds or thousands of people that got thousands of these consoles and then not only charged $1,700, $1,800 for it, but flaunted the fact that they were capable of doing this. So much backlash against groups like that people just say enough is enough. And, going back to the article, I want to say, 3-4 weeks ago, or the topic we discussed, the scalpers they couldn't unload their consoles. I think it finally came and bit them in the ass, and they were looking at, video game YouTubers asking for ad space because they could not unload things. Some of these groups spent hundreds of thousands. Sorry.
We're sorry.
Some of these groups spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and then they were just basically sitting on that inventory. So I think the public would have enough, the consumers would have enough, and just we refuse to pay. Most of us, Rich is the exception, refuse to pay these exorbitant prices this go around. I really hope the scalpers learn their lesson, because they can't return them. Nobody's going to take back 700 PlayStation 5s. You're not going to walk into a Best Buy and say, yeah, I need to return $40,000 worth of consoles.
Yeah, I can't even fucking return a goddamn NBA 2K21.
And then you know what? Just go to Walmart. Walmart will do it.
That's a new stop.
Yeah, Walmart will be like, back it up. Bring it in.
Matt, what do you got? You got one?
It's fucked up. I don't know why I didn't say it the first time around, but another VR thing. I think that Sony is going to not only announce, but give a release date and a price tag for the VR2. And I would say it's probably going to come out this year.
Did you look at my fucking sheet before?
I'll say, Jesus Christ, you guys didn't like mine.
No, because I don't like you, so I don't pay attention to you.
Fuck off.
Goddamn thing over here.
I don't remember that.
No, but I feel like that's it is crazy, but it is also fairly.
I don't think that's crazy.
I mean, the regular VR, the first VR came out fucking 4 years ago now plus.
I mean,
they've definitely been working on it.
To add to that, I do think that the VR is going to be wireless somehow.
Yeah.
And I do think the controllers are going to have joysticks on them. I don't think they're going to be that fucking.
So I'm going to give you a twofer. I'm going to give you a twofer with that. I think it's going to have two options. I think it's going to be wireless or wired, and wired will be a little bit less money. They'll give you two options. If it can work with the technology, they might give you the option if you want to save a couple bucks and go wired if it doesn't bother you. But I think largely it will. Yes, it's going to be wireless. I think that's the big thing. If they can get past the wires for the most part, that's going to be the big seller. But I think VR2 is coming in 2021. Price tag, launch date, probably before the end of I would say it's probably going to come out before the holidays too, because I don't think they want a repeat of this year. And let's hope that Resident Evil 8 is going to be a launch title on it. So then that'll give you an idea. If they don't announce when Resident Evil 8 is coming out, but then when they do announce the VR2 and they say it's going to come out of the VR2, then imagine that you can probably pick the release date for the game, go back. But 2021 VR2, definitely.
So touching on the Resident Evil, one of mine is that Resident Evil 4 remake gets a summer 2021 release date.
Resident Evil 4, a game that has literally not even been announced.
Yep.
Or spoken of.
Yeah, these are bold, right? They're not supposed to be fucking anything. That's Resident Evil 3 wasn't really spoken of. It just happened.
I don't think Resident Evil 4 is one of those unique experiences because the first three, yeah, let's fucking fix that shit. Because if you go back and play, it's like playing Final Fantasy 7 right now. Yikes. Ugh. Yeah. Yikes. What a mistake. Right. But then you look at 4 and it's like, hey, I mean, it wasn't so bad on GameCube. I mean, yeah, the resolution wasn't there exactly. It was running at what 640 by 480 or whatever we were running back there on those fucking CRTVs. But like, I mean, you know, on running on these consoles with the whatever fucking version it is now, it don't look so bad. I mean, I don't think I don't know if Resident Evil 4, unless it gets an overhaul like it was with Resident Evil 7. Man, yeah. If it looks like that, then yeah. But like, I don't know. I don't think 4 is one of those games where they need to revisit it. I think
I was gonna say I want Code Veronica to get a remake.
That was rumored for a long ass time, and I think they shot
That's a game.
I think they shot themselves in the foot and they put 3 out.
Well, three was always going to be a problem though, because in truth, that game, even compared to the other ones, was always more actiony.
5 was actiony. Or 6.
Well, yeah, because Chris is built like a fucking like
a
brick shit house, and he's punching boulders.
It
It makes no sense at all.
We don't talk about Resident Evil 6 here.
6 is
6 is real bad.
We don't do that here.
6 is really bad. I was talking about 5, but no, Code Veronica though kind of went back to more of the slow creeping horror, but there was just a lot more of the weird like monsters and shit in that. So I think that could benefit from a remake.
Veronica had Carlos in it, or was that 3?
That was 3. Code Veronica had what's his name? I want to say his name was Chad or something stupid. Chad. There's some like surfer bro that you encounter on the island who's a dumb shit, and he dies and gets turned into a monster. That game would look really fucking cool if they remade it though. Resident Evil 3 was too actiony on this remake, and even though it's on sale right now for $20, I feel like that's still too much for like a 3-hour game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up. So, Justin, you give us your last one?
I think he said he only had 2.
I ain't got.
That's why I said 5 was way too many.
I had 5 here.
Of course you did. Yeah, because you had 5, and then you asked the question like, "We guys want to do 3 or 5?"
No, I had 3, and then I added 3 more based on conversations that you guys were actually having.
Can you do math? Because then that's 6.
I fucking hate you, bro.
Oh my God.
I really fucking hate you.
You said you had 3. You said you had 3, and then
I'm
you
busy.
thought of 3
I'm
more.
looking stuff up. I'm looking on my phone. Leave me
Jason, what's your next one?
Is there a calculator on that phone, Cameron?
Shut up.
Maybe it's the source.
I had 2. I only had 2. That was it.
Okay. Oh shit! Well, because I only had 2 too.
Cameron came prepared with backup, yo.
No, here's one for Cameron. Here's one for Cameron.
Here's one.
Cameron will appreciate this.
Here's one for what?
Oh, no, I was gonna say, Dino Crisis.
Oh Jesus Christ!
All over the place. Fucking forget about it. It's fucking
Dino Crisis.
That's fucking popping a bottle of champagne on a fucking Saturday night.
Oh my God!
I cannot find it.
So let's just bring back Dino Crisis and Primal Rage in one fucking.
Well, the best is the first phase of the end boss in Astrobot. You fight a dinosaur that was like a demo from like 1994. It's really so funny. Weird, but so fine. Then I'll just rip through my last 3. I'm at a 4. 4. Yeah. Okay. So I had 1. Naughty Dog announces its next game, and it's Jak and Daxter. I don't think.
That would be cool. I love Jak and Daxter.
I think
not the racing though.
I think that's gonna happen. I think Sunset Overdrive is getting announced for PS5.
No, it won't be.
Justin would know. He's super in with Microsoft.
I know. I thought that they said they could possibly do it.
No.
That's locked to the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I think so. I don't. Well, I mean,
let's be honest. This is bold.
Not even the contract. Not even that. Let's be honest. Why the holy fuck would Insomniac want to release that game on anything ever again?
Steve Burnside.
The fuck.
That's his name.
Steve Burnside.
Chad Burnside.
Steve Burnside. Because I think because that game got such well reviewed that I don't see why they wouldn't port it over.
The thumbnail picture right there down there. Justin's face.
Dude, this fucking game was garbage. Hot garbage.
Dude, look at the Metacritic on that. It's like a 90.
Yeah, I know.
I hated the game. I played it for 5 minutes. I was like, I'm out.
When did that come out?
People were probably also really depressed when they were playing that game.
That game was bad.
2013.
I did not like that game. But horrible. That's a bold prediction. My last 2 is that 1, the next Assassin's Creed game takes place in World War II. Why? Just to do something fucking different. And my real
samurai.
No, they won't do that.
Samurai.
We already did that with Ghost of Tsushima, and it was way better.
Yeah, they won't touch
I don't know.
that.
I don't play it. I don't fucking jump into a hay bale. I don't want to do that shit.
No, that's why I think it could be cool if they went to World War II somehow.
I don't play that shit.
Whatever. And then my last one is just kind of based on what Justin was saying earlier about hologram and VR, is that somehow, now this is like super bold, Oculus Quest comes to Xbox and Microsoft.
I feel like the Xbox would blow up. PlayStation would probably blow up too.
It would, but
yeah, I would say they're both about the same right about now about those consoles. There's some subtle differences with their architecture, but they do about the same shit. But I think that Facebook has Oculus on a very tight leash, even though there is Xbox One support for games on it. I can't see. I mean, I don't know.
It could.
That would be an impressive partnership. And I want to, to add to that though, I think that's why Microsoft hasn't jumped on the VR because they jumped on the motion control really quickly with Kinect or whatever the fuck. Yeah, smirk all you want, Matt. Go ahead. I see you down there.
No, I'm looking at a really funny text. I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right.
You'll all appreciate it.
I think that's the reason why Microsoft hasn't jumped in the VR space or done anything specifically for them is because it bit them in the ass. It wasn't profitable for them, and it ended up really hurting them. And I think that's a lesson that they learned. Unfortunately, it was the hard way. But also looking back at the landscape of things, we look at trends in the video game industry, and motion controls were awesome when the Wii was out, and then now they're just kind of there as a feature, kind of like 3D and picture were on our TV sets at one point in time. Yeah, they're cool when we have them, but nobody fucking uses them anymore. So is VR right now going to be at that? I didn't look yet. I'm talking. It's fucked up. I gotta look. We're gonna have to post this shit as a thumbnail.
That's not a thumbnail photo.
Oh god.
Yeah, but as you were saying, Justin, like they already fucked up before, and if you know that, Facebook obviously has the Quest down pretty fucking well.
Oh,
why not team up with somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing with it and just call it a fucking day?
Or if you have a lot of money like Facebook does, you can make your own console and launch it alongside Google Stadia and pair the shit together.
I honestly don't know if I could see Facebook giving up control of something like that or giving up enough control to an outside company for something like that.
Yeah, but think about it. The wired Quest still runs through a PC. The wireless one has its own thing built in. But the wired one runs through the PC still. The PC has to be strong enough. So why could they not just say, hey, you can use the wired one. Here's the wired one. Here's the specs. It's done. Just fucking call it a day. It's already done. It's no different than with PlayStations now. It just plugs in. It's not, it doesn't have its own operating system really.
I mean, you don't want to get into bed with somebody if you're not really sure it's going to be worthwhile, right? So I mean, maybe.
I've done that once. I was blacked out. I couldn't tell you if it was worth my while or not.
Like I was saying, you don't really want to get into bed with somebody unless you really know it's going to be worth your while. So maybe that's
the gift that keeps on giving.
Facebook hasn't done that yet.
Questioning.
Or that too. There's always that conversation. That's a whole nother day.
Well, anyway, once again, this was Why Am I Nerd presents Outfitted Gold.
We'll do this again at night. This is a lot better than the morning.
Why Am I Nerd official, Facebook.com/Why Am I Nerd. Listen to new episodes every Monday on YouTube and your favorite podcast service. I will concur on that statement, Justin. 120%.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
It's much more
better.
Animated, more better.
There you go.
More better. It's more better.
Is that something I said? Let me guess. Something I said.
No, that was something that I said.
Matt said it.
Matt said it.
Something that I said
weeks ago.
It's more better.
As long as it wasn't something that's getting made fun of me, because it feels like my grammar is definitely.
No,
this whole episode has really resonated with me. This whole episode really resonated with me.
Well. Until next time, I'm Cameron James, Microsoft's finest Justin Vitale, Jason Porter, and just Matt. Till next time, like I said already 30 seconds ago, we're out. I hate you all.
Yeah.